Hello to all LEGO and Spider-Man fans. Today we've got a big expansion to our Multiverse Spider-Man collection, and we'll compare them with our benchmark figure from the previous video, this cool Spider-Man with tentacles. Of course, we'll also give ratings to each of our heroes. This time, we've got some very unusual, non-standard Spider-Man. Check out what is coming in this video, and then we will unpack and build them all together. For example, a Night Spider-Man, a Spider-Man with a cape and glowing aura around his head, several tentacle versions, this funny little mini Spider-Man, and even from the Multiverse, a Beetle-style Spider-Man with 6 arms. There's also a Spider-Man Thor. Yes, really. We'll compare him with our other Thors later. And here's a Spider-Man with tentacles, in red, wearing a cape. Oh, and a rocker. Spider-Man with a guitar. That one's awesome. Plus, another 6-armed Spider-Man, and one more with tentacles, whose head seems half taken over by Venom. We've already seen a similar design before in one of the Venom sets. Check out that video in the description below. For now, let's unpack everything quickly and start assembling our new minifigures. As you've probably guessed, this isn't official LEGO. These are Chinese manufacturers who make LEGO-compatible sets. So first up, our Spider-Man number 1. We can see that it has a nice print, even on the sides of the legs and torso. I really love when they do that. Chinese makers often skip side prints, but not this time. That's already a big plus for this minifigure. The arms fit in quite tightly, which is great. Nothing's loose, nothing's falling off. The whole figure feels sturdy, which is another bonus. The plastic is pleasant to the touch and the print is bright and vivid. Sometimes the prints can be pale or fuzzy, but here everything looks great. This figure also has an alternate version, with a torn suit and extra arms sticking out. That one feels more accurate, like a true transformation into 6-armed Spider-Man. It looks creepy but cool. I really like it. The quality is excellent, so I'm giving it a solid 4.5 out of 5. It's definitely more of a playable figure than one meant for display. Not something super special for a shelf, but absolutely perfect for fun and action. Moving on to the next minifigure, we've got Rockstar Spider-Man. Once again, there's printing on the sides and everything is done with great precision. Every little stud on his leather jacket is clearly visible. I really love this print. It looks sharp and full of attitude. This set also includes a non-standard hand piece, shaped like a web shooting hand, plus a small attachment that lets you connect an actual web to it. But you know what? This hand looks way cooler not as a web shooting hand, but as the true rock gesture. And just look at him with the guitar. That's a real concert Spider-Man. Metal. He's even got a mohawk that attaches to his head, and it looks both funny and awesome. Once again, the plastic and paint quality are excellent. I really like it. For sheer uniqueness, this figure definitely deserves an extra bonus point. I'll give it 4.7 out of 5 just for originality, even though, honestly, it probably doesn't quite deserve that high of a score. Alright, let's move on to the next one, a Night Spider-Man. This one is super unusual, but there's one big downside right away. No side printing. The prints are only on the front and back. They're good quality anyway, but it's a shame they skipped the sides. The figure itself is molded in a steel gray metallic color, but without a strong shine. More like plain gray than true metallic. He also comes with a classic LEGO-style armor piece, like a chest plate, and it looks pretty cool on Spider-Man. We give him a simple sword and a shield with the spider logo, and the result is just bizarre, in the best way. A medieval Spider-Man, unexpected and funny. Makes you wonder what kind of universe he'd come from. This figure is again more for playing than for displaying on a shelf. The plastic is solid, the print is decent, but since there's no side printing and there are some tiny plastic imperfections, I'll give this one 4 out of 5. We've just gotten used to a slightly higher standard of quality lately. Now let's move to the next figure, Spider-Man as Thor. I have no idea who came up with these combinations, but that person clearly had no breaks. It's nice that the printing here is really good, super detailed, with tiny clean lines and no smudges at all. I love it. Originally, the hands were supposed to come in a weird color, not red, but since the set includes plenty of spare hands, we'll just swap them for red ones. This Spider-Man Thor comes with a regular standard cape. Nothing special, though it actually feels quite nice and soft on the backside. As for the Mjolnir, it's pretty basic. We've definitely seen more interesting versions before, and the helmet isn't particularly exciting either. Let's compare him with our other Thors from the previous set, the one where we had a big Thor collection. It's easy to see that this new figure could totally compete with them, if only it had a better helmet and hammer. It's a slightly simplified version, but still much higher quality than our first Thors in the collection. Just look. Here's the older, very basic Thor. Even though the hammer is about the same level of simplicity, the print on this new Spider-Man figure is on a completely different level. Now let's take a closer look at the Mjolnirs. Here's Spider-Man's hammer, pretty dull. And here's the awesome one we had in Thor sets, much cooler. Overall, this figure is fun and very playable. If it came with a better helmet and hammer, I'd easily give it 4.7 stars. But as it is, it's a solid 4.5. Moving on, now we've got the monstrous Spider-Man, who's transforming into a full-on spider. He's got 6 arms, a head with 6 eyes, and even extra jaws, chelicerae. This figure is super unusual. What's cool is that you can also put on an even scarier alternate head with more details and texture. It looks pretty awesome. I like when a figure offers something unique. Even if it's not super playable, it's still exciting just because it's something new. The quality here is excellent. Both the print and the plastic are great. But since there's nothing truly groundbreaking about it, I'd give this one a standard 4.5 stars. Playable and well made. And now we move on to this black Spider-Man, who's got something very unusual, a kind of aura around his head. I'm not sure if I like it, but it's a funny little design touch. This set also includes another web shooting hand, and this time it actually looks a bit more interesting than the one from our first figure. Not bad at all. There's also this weird looking cape in the set, and honestly I don't like it, just saying it right away. I've never really been a big fan of capes in general, and this one looks kind of low quality too. Let's take it off and leave Spider-Man without it. I mean, why does Spider-Man even need a cape? Especially when he's got such a nice print on the back. Let's not cover that up. So here's what we've got. This is definitely a figure made for play, not for display on a shelf. Let's give it 4.2 stars. Honestly, there's nothing major to complain about. It's just a normal, decent figure. Moving on, now we've got a Spider-Man that looks like he was made from a completely different kind of plastic. You can even see mold seams and uneven edges on the surface. That's a big minus. Although, to be fair, the front print is actually really good. I love the tiny details. The arm prints are great too, and the colors are nice. That golden shine gives it a premium look. But there's no side print. Weird. They clearly saved on some parts but spent extra on others. The balance feels off. The tentacles are made from cheap, basic plastic, and the paint job is boring. Just plain yellow, no golden tint. Overall, I don't like this figure. It's one of the worst ones we've had in a while. I'd give it 3.5 stars, but honestly, maybe just 3 stars total. You can play with it, sure, but I wouldn't recommend buying it. The plastic is mediocre, and the design feels dull. Though I do admit, the front print is nice. For comparison, let's look at the Spider-Man from the previous video. Just look at them. Front-wise, the prints are pretty competitive. Both look good. But the previous figure is clearly a level above in quality, especially with those golden tentacles. Actually, this new Spider-Man is built almost exactly like that one. So let's go ahead and assemble him too. We'll replace his head the same way, with one without the mask. Oh, by the way, I didn't notice it right away, but there's a really nice side print here. The small details are super crisp and clean. In the previous figure, the side print was much simpler, but this one looks great. It's neat, sharp, and the tiny costume details are just fun to look at. The set also includes this strange little accessory, a collar. I honestly have no idea what it's supposed to be. If you know, please tell me in the comments. We've got 3 figures today with the exact same collar piece, and I still have no clue what it's meant for or why it's there. Alright, let's finish assembling the minifigure the way the manufacturer intended, and attach the tentacles. Unfortunately, these tentacles aren't painted in metallic gold either, but at least the plastic isn't terrible. Take a look at these 2 Spider-Men side by side. Which one do you like more? For me, it's definitely the one with the golden tentacles. Although, to be fair, I really like the print on the new Spider-Man's body. All those tiny details perfectly drawn without smudges or misprints. It looks clean and sharp. I'd give this figure 4.5 stars. If those tentacles had been metallic and higher quality, I'd bump it up to 4.7. There's also this mini Spider-Man included in the set. The plastic isn't great, but it's still a fun little accessory. I have no idea where he could really be used, but he looks funny and adds a bit of charm. Now let's move on to the next Spider-Man with tentacles. This one has a print on the legs, but not on the sides. Well, technically there's something there. I mean, it's part of the design. So it's not a flaw or cost-cutting. It's intentional. This Spider-Man comes with a white cape and a hood. I'm not entirely sure if I like that choice from a design point of view. Let's give him his tentacles, but keep him without the cape. I think he looks much better that way. The tentacle design here is really unusual, even a bit weird, and I actually love that. It's made of good quality plastic and painted in metallic silver, which is definitely a plus. The figure itself is simple, but solid and well made. Let's give it 4.5 stars. Good plastic, good paintwork. And now we're moving on to the highlight of the whole set, this head with a tongue. We've seen a similar construction before on Venom, and I'll insert a few clips from that video. Check it out if you haven't, it's a fun one. And there were lots of interesting figures in that review. Back then, I was so surprised by that head design. I had never seen anything like it before. And now, here it is again. It looks super unusual and impressive. This Spider-Man also has great paintwork. I love the print, it's very detailed, and there's even printing on the sides. And once again, we meet that mysterious collar, whose purpose I still don't understand. This minifigure is probably one of the best in today's set. It's unique, eye-catching, and just cool overall. The plastic feels solid and high quality, and the paintwork is excellent. The plastic and print on the tentacles are also on point. So this figure gets a confident 4.7 stars from me. Maybe they could have added a few more unusual elements to make it even better. So perhaps I'm rating it a bit generously, but honestly, I really liked it. From the entire set, I especially want to highlight Rockstar Spider-Man and the unusual Thor Spider-Man. Though honestly, I'd swap out Thor's helmet and Mjolnir for something else. So that's our Spider-Man collection for today. Of course, this isn't the full collection. If you're into Spider-Man minifigures, go check out my playlist with all of them. There's a ton to see: Make a Spider-Man, Bionic style figures, and full minifigure collections. Anyway, the Spider-Man playlist will pop up on the left, and on the right you'll see what YouTube recommends based on your interests. Don't forget to leave a comment, hit like, and support the channel. See you next time. Bye everyone.